I made you co-host, Fred.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, to break the silence, we want to welcome each and every one of you to our Thursday Zoom with our host, Mr. Al Aarons, live from South Africa, because he's getting fine tuning some items for this particular Zoom.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Fred Moore,
Thank you,
our
Fred.
corporate trainer. We appreciate you. Welcome, everybody. I'm calling from Durban, South Africa. And let me make sure everybody can. There we go. And we're glad you're here with us. We've got some exciting information. And we're working through some technical issues because here in South Africa, there are some power issues sometimes and surges. And I apologize the other day. We weren't able to do the Zoom because of some of that. And where Durban is on the coast of South Africa, which makes it even a little bit more difficult for technology. And we'll give you a full update in just a few minutes, but we're glad you're here. We've got people, looks like, from all over once again. And if you're a guest, we welcome you. This is kind of a special Zoom, a little different than our weekly Zoom because of being on a road show, the Bankers Road Show for 2026, starting here in South Africa. So we'll start in one more minute. Just want to make sure that we're helping everybody get in. All right. Okay, Fred, if I think everybody is, well, we'll let one more in. If you would make sure everybody is muted, Fred. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do that right now. Okay, go ahead, Al.
Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. My name's Al Ahrens, and I'm president of Bankers Card International, and we're glad you're here today. If you're a guest, we welcome you. Whoever invited you wanted you to hear this special information, and this is going to be a little special kind of a Zoom program because we've got some exciting news to share with you here on the South African Roadshow. So let me begin by briefing a little bit on my background. If you're a guest, I don't say this to impress you, but I say this to impress upon you why I decided to join Bankus. My background is I've been in the banking industry and part owner of 3 banks out of Illinois, USA. Of course, being involved in the banking industry, I learned that banks are not our friends, and that's why we're here today. See if I've got my water. There we go. The banks are designed to create profit for the banks. And how do they do that? You give your money to the banks, they take your money, make more money, give you a little interest, want all your information, sometimes your blood type. They use third party, there's no privacy. And it's really a system for the 1%, not necessarily for you and I. Well, after I've been involved in that industry, I went into working in corporate America as a C level, 2 companies. I got involved in the online marketing, online affiliate referral marketing, network marketing, whatever you like to call it, because I was looking for time freedom and financial freedom. So today, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a guest, this is a conversation business presentation. But we're going to ask for a little participation. So raise your hand electronically or physically if you are here for financial freedom or time freedom for you and your family. I see Marumo puts his hand up. Yes, Daphne, Wilhelmine from Canada, Fred, of course, Giorgio from Mexico, Lillian, Daphne, yes, Lenore, yes. Anybody else here for financial freedom or time freedom? Well, having said that, I've been involved for 20 years in this industry, been blessed to travel around the world with Fred Moore here. In fact, we've done this same type of Zoom in Dubai and Cape Town, South Africa, which is a little further south than where I am. It's kind of at the bottom. And whatever your why is today, ladies and gentlemen, we're glad you're here. Maybe you're here for your children, for your children's children. Maybe you're not driving your dream car, living in your dream house, or maybe your retirement is more like a nightmare, not the dream you once thought. So I got involved for that reason of time and financial freedom. I was blessed to build teams all over the world, and it gives you an opportunity to travel, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I'm doing right here today. So I met Mr. Alejandro Castro, the founder and CEO of Bancus, and I was impressed that Bancus is a technology company, and now you're going to learn more about that tonight. And I was impressed that they had been a leader in technology in Latin America. In fact, in 2015, they were the #1 mining crypto company in Latin America with 14,000 devices. And just the other day, we were written up in Forbes Financial Times, in New York Financial Times. Mr. Alejandro is considered one of the top 40 executives in Latin America in technology. So we're a little different, let's say, than a project or a platform because we're a technology company. So I was also impressed that when Mr. Alejandro Castro said to me, we want to democratize cryptocurrency around the world. And tonight we've got people from all parts of the world. We've got people here from Africa and Mexico and Canada. And that to me was something I could get involved with. we could help people around the world. We've also got people here from New Zealand and Australia. Welcome. So, having said that, he also said to me, we want to monetize cryptocurrency. And I thought that's what I was looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you were too. Now, if you're new to crypto, it's okay. But this card that I hold here is a solution for the crypto community and for everyone not in the crypto community, because this card gives you freedom. Talk about this in a moment. So, if you're new to cryptocurrency, it's okay, because we're going to learn tonight a little bit about blockchain. What is blockchain? I have a simple mind, everyone. And my simple disclaimer is nothing is my fault. Let me repeat that. Nothing is my fault. Having said that, what is a blockchain? Simply a technological ledger that stores data, and it is immutable. You cannot modify it or alter it or manipulate it. We operate on a blockchain for your financial security. And let me ask another question for everybody here. Who here wants to get paid when they sleep? Raise your hand electronically or physically. Giorgio's hand goes right up. D. Nelson hand, yes. Who else? MJ Josie, Marumo. Yes, there we go. Daphne, Brian, Australia, Wilhelmine, Canada, Diva. Everybody's hand should go up. King K from New Zealand, welcome. Everybody's hand should go up, in my opinion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that happens here because we use smart contracts. What's a smart contract? It's a written agreement in code over the blockchain that designates getting paid. We get paid real time, not now, but right now. Now, it's been interesting because we've been doing this program now all through Durban, South Africa this week. And guess what? I hear the same thing from everybody. Raise your hand if you've lost any money in cryptocurrency before. And all the hands go up. Yes, you're not alone. Even in Durban, South Africa, they've lost money in crypto. And sometimes we think we're the only one. We think, oh, we're the only one that did it. No, no. See, ladies and gentlemen, I lost money because one day I woke up and the website was gone, my money was gone, and they call that a rug pull. And they even do that here in South Africa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to learn about today in Bankers, we operate in a decentralized system. What that simply means is we are not connected to any traditional banking system, and you are disconnected, and it allows us the opportunity to operate without being able to perhaps be monitored, taxed, or tracked. Now, we're telling everybody to pay their fair share in taxes. I'm not an accountant or CPA, I'm not a lawyer. But the key here is pay your fair share, yes. So, having said that, we're involved in the decentralized. In fact, Bankus, ladies and gentlemen, write this down. This is the company position, is a decentralized fintech company with a simplified KYC that we're going to talk about in a minute. So if you're new to crypto, welcome. I believe everyone needs to learn. There are 7 countries now that use crypto as their national currency. I've been to Belize and Honduras. Also, recently, earlier in the year, that El Salvador opened a Bitcoin bank in the US, where I'm originally from, and some of you are from. Bank of America, JP Morgan, even Fannie Mae have all indicated they're going to start accepting cryptocurrency Bitcoin for services. So it's my firm belief we all need to learn about this. The world is a changing and we need to change with it. And that's what Bankers is about. In fact, when I met Mr. Alejandro, I asked, what does Bankers mean? I thought it was a Spanish word because we're based in Mexico City. He said, no, it's the Bank of Us. You and I have our own digital fintech decentralized system with Bankus. Let's talk about that KYC for a moment. Because if you've been in crypto, we're meeting a lot of people here in Durban who are in crypto. Oh, it's amazing. And when they hear about a simplified KYC, they kind of shake their head. They're not quite sure what we mean. Well, technically, what we mean is that you do not buy or sell crypto with Bankus. You do not convert your fiat to crypto or crypto to fiat with Bankus. Bankus does. Bankus operates an exchange called CryptoLate that does the exchange and conversion, but not you. Bankus has a treasury account with fiat currency, USDT and USDC, that in essence you are using in our brilliant Bankus system. Once you deposit your USDT or USDC in Bankus, it moves into our exchange and out of our treasury account as fiat into your account. So you're in essence using fiat currency. You don't need to do all the hoops and jumps and loops with different exchanges and fees, etc. Just use Bankus. So welcome if you just joined us. I'm calling from Durban, South Africa, about 21 hours away from where I reside in Chicago. And I must tell you, it's the first time Mr. Alejandro Castro has been in South Africa. And it's been quite interesting for him, I think, because it's a little different than Mexico City. Yes. But it's all good. He's doing quite well. He might join us a little bit later. It's been a little busy here. Fill you in a minute. So, having said that, we're here to talk about this card. And I'm talking about this card now all over South Africa. Well, this card is a solution. In fact, I call it a global payment system. Okay, it's not an exchange, it's not a wallet, it's a turnkey solution for you and I to use our cryptocurrency. And that's what I was looking for. So let me explain and give you some benefits. We have this plastic card. This is the Bankus card. This is the Bankus plastic card, which is $35 and 15 for shipping. And right now in South Africa, we're not charging for shipping because we brought 700 cards with us. Yes. Now, for $35 and $15 shipping of $50, what do you receive for that? Well, you can daily spend on this card $5,000 a day. That's quite generous for a $50 card. And a monthly load limit of $15,000 a month. Yes, quite generous. We'll get into the details in a minute. Then we have our metal card, and it is metal. I dropped it yesterday and everybody looked. And this card is $85 and $15 for shipping. Has a daily spend limit of $15,000 and a monthly load limit of $240,000. Wow. For a $100 card. And you know, Fred, we could easily charge $300-400 for this card and easily $100 for this card. So immediately, this is an amazing value for you, ladies and gentlemen. So our cards have three major benefits. Thank you. Excuse me 1 minute. So the major benefits of our cards are, as you see, Visa. We also have MasterCard. Now we started with MasterCard. Now we have Visa. And people say, well, why do we have both? Look in your purse or wallet. You probably have a MasterCard and Visa. These are good at over 150 million locations worldwide. Wow. In fact, I'm using it here in South Africa. Amazing. And having said that, that allows us, in essence, ladies and gentlemen, to use the Bankus brilliant system where we can use a Visa or MasterCard anywhere in the world as we're, in essence, utilizing are cryptocurrencies. Isn't that amazing? First benefit, MasterCard and Visa. Now, second benefit is truly amazing as well. And I'm going to ask for your help again, everybody. Raise your hand if you like to travel like me. And I'm traveling right now with Bankus. Joseph's hand is up. Fred, Giorgio, Lillian. Who else do we have here? Yables, Wainwright, Terrence, Moromo, King K. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Wilhelmine. Yes, it's interesting, Fred. The same people who want to get paid while they sleep, the same people raise their hand because they want to travel. Is that a clue, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we're traveling right now on the Bankus Roadshow 2026, where we're in Durban, South Africa. And I like to travel too. I've been to 23 countries. And what I don't like is currency exchanges. Bulk has a hand up. Great, Bulk. Thank you. Currency exchanges, in essence, everybody takes all your information. They want to track and monitor and tax. They want your information. They have a very interesting revenue model. See, in Mexico, where Fred and I was a few weeks ago at our corporate office in Mexico City, that's a clue, ladies and gentlemen. Hint, hint, travel, travel. I walked by a currency exchange and I wanted to know what their rate was. And at the time, they were giving 16 pesos to the dollar. Thought, well, that's nice. That's a good deal. But when you bring it back, you only get 14 pesos. Not a good deal. So it's not a good financial decision, in my opinion. However, now with Bankus, you can go to an ATM anywhere in the world, insert your Bankus card, and you will withdraw fiat currency from the country you're in. Here they use Rand and ZAR. And I can get that at the ATM and use it here in South Africa. Isn't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? Anywhere in the world? Excuse me. We just found out, Fred, our card is working in Cuba. You believe it? Cuba, where not a lot works in Cuba. Yes. So everywhere in the world. And the other amazing feature here, ladies and gentlemen, is no fee for Bankus at the ATM. No. You will get a charge from the bank network you're using, BMO, Chase, or Citibank, but not Bankus. No fee. Save that money. And I say yet because we don't own those ATMs yet, but you never know with Bankus. In fact, tonight we're going to talk about some new products coming out, and they are being so highly received here. You won't believe it. And they will where you are too. So, again, I don't like currency exchanges. No more. We use Bankus at the ATM, any country in the world. Wow. Our third benefit, and this has been well received here too in South Africa, because what we can do with Bankus does not ever need to use Western Union, MoneyGrams, or bank wire transfers, which are high fees, take 5 days, want all your information. Not anymore. Because as a Bankus actually free member, you can use our blockchain network and send money to a friend or family member in another city or state. Just think if you have children in college, they always need money. I know I did. Now you can send them over our blockchain for no fee. No fee. Another amazing benefit and saving for you. All you need is their email address and they need to register for free as well. So when I met Mr. Alejandro Castro, I had to ask him about that. Why would we do that? I'm all about card member benefits and, of course, revenue streams. He said, because there are people in the world that cannot afford to get a card. So you can send them funds and they can buy the card and then go to the ATM, or they can use it like a Visa. And I thought, that is amazing. And in fact, that's what's happening today, ladies and gentlemen. We had someone today buy their Visa card with the bonuses and commissions they made from Bankus. And later we're going to share with you how that works. You can get paid by Bankus and not even have a card. This is just amazing, everybody. Just and all of this really comes from Mr. Alejandro Castro wanting to help the community. Period. Period. You know, if you lost money in crypto before, like I have, we're now with a company that has technology, innovation, security. They're empowering people around the world. These are our core values and transparency, mhm, financial inclusion around the world, and all through a community, you and I. And we're growing. We are growing. We have about 130,000 members now in Bankus. I got to tell you, South Africa is on fire. So, amazing benefits with this card. First, Visa and MasterCard anywhere in the world. Second, ATMs. Wow, I love going to the ATM and taking my money out. I just love it. And no fee. And send your money around the world in seconds, no fee. All you have to do is register. And how do you register? You use your username and an email because we're decentralized. Register for free on our proprietary decentralized software app on your mobile phone. And Wednesdays, Fred does a tremendous training. Everybody needs to attend and bring all your new people. Why, ladies and gentlemen? So you don't have to be the customer service rep. Think about it. Fred here is the Bankus corporate trainer because Bankus does want to provide you with support and training. So great benefits, great benefits. So let me address some issues too that are quite. Oh, and by the way, when you get a Mastercard, when you get a plastic or a metal card now, order it now. You get a free digital card. Our digital card is a $25 value free. I like free. And you can use a digital card online payments, not now, but right now while you're waiting to get your card. $2,500 a day is our daily spending limit. 10,000 a month you can load in your digital card. And yes, we're working closely with the operations and support to get that link to Apple Pay and Google Wallet so you can tap your card. That's something I know Mr. Charlie, our chief operating officer and co-founder, is working on every day. A lot of it has to do with Apple, believe me, not us. So let's talk for a moment about if you're a new guest, welcome. But we want to share some challenges we've had and how we've overcome those challenges. You know, when I joined Bankers, I said to Mr. Alejandro, I said, you know, we were ready for Bankers. Bankers wasn't ready for us. I can say that pretty freely. He laughed. He said, you're right. But I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, Bankers is ready for us now, significantly. See, about 7, 8 months ago, and I'm explaining this story here in South Africa because people didn't get their cards. They didn't get their cards. 6, 7, 8 months, and maybe you didn't get your card because 6, 7, 8 months ago, we were having a problem with the processing company. And you know, I learned the processing company does the processing for your cards, not Visa and MasterCard or Discover or American Express. They have a third party company, and we had one. Sure, our card was working at the beginning, but it got overwhelmed. It couldn't scale, it couldn't handle the growth that you provided. So it didn't work at a POS system at a store, it didn't work at the ATMs. So we had to make a decision, and it's not an easy one. Just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say you open a lemonade stand outside your house selling lemonade, and one day you cannot sell lemonade. What are you going to do? Sell the cups? I don't think so. Sell the straws? I don't think so. That's what we had to decide to do. Stop delivering cards and deal with the situation at hand that the card was having some operational difficulties. And again, not easy to say we're not going to take any money. We're not going to accept the revenue, or we're not going to be in the business of getting paid. So having said that, what did bankers do? And I witnessed this firsthand. I've been to the corporate office 3 times. I'll be there again in a couple of weeks in my position. What bankers did was brilliant. They went out and bought 2 companies. Now think about it. Let's say you're the founder and you put millions of dollars into a project, and now you're going to go buy companies and your card is not being delivered. That's not an easy decision. But they bought 2 companies. Why? Because we needed the banking index number. We needed the numbers that would allow us to expand and scale with the processing company and with the system. And that's what they did. They also expanded our staff in this metal card. We bought the equipment to help laser design it to control the global supply chain, which is a little crazy right now. Now, why I'm sharing this with you is because everybody, I believe, needs to learn the truth, but how we've overcome the situation. Not only that, we staffed more in our support, card support, logistics, which was having challenges. Recently, we've introduced an AI bot, a CRMS system, more staff, and I believe a more streamlined support system. That was our commitment to make sure support was adequate, or I should say, at the minimal satisfactory. And we also went in to expand our technology department because we started developing new products while we were going through this interim situation. And I know it wasn't easy for those of you that waited and waited for the card, and we went under maintenance. On top of it, we were in maintenance because we were dealing with all these issues. But the good news is that I have a card here that is 100% operational. ATM, POS systems. And the other day, when Fred and I were at the corporate office, the first day I got there, we received 20,000 cards. Yes, that was amazing. Charlie was smiling. Charlie doesn't smile too often. 3 days later, we got another 20,000 cards. We now have 75,000 cards in inventory of plastic and metal that are going out. Some of you have gotten your new cards. I hope a lot of you have. USA, we've sent out thousands. Europe, we've sent them. South Africa, we've sent them. Asia, we've sent them. Everywhere we can. And in fact, ladies and gentlemen, we now have over 40 logistical coordinators around the world that are help delivering and distributing cards for bankers, along with 5999 Cargo that handles 40 countries. We're still a little challenged in Jamaica, but that's going to change very soon. We got India went through. We're working through Malaysia and parts of the world that are a little more remote, but we're making it happen. But please keep in mind, we're dealing with a global logistical nightmare. It doesn't really matter what the product is, ladies and gentlemen. We have wars going on, customs going on, tariffs going on, your post service. So it is a challenge. No excuses. We're fully transparent, as you know. Myself and Fred have been on these Zooms all the way through this on camera, answering questions, because we want you to know the commitment of our company. Not only to get this fixed, resolved, but for future as well. We are here sustainable and we are here for the long term, everybody. So, having said all of that, I also want to introduce something to you. Pretty exciting. Collectible cards. Collectible cards that you can get in your app. Not now, but right now. We first came out with the World Cup card. If anyone got the World Cup card, if you would, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, please, if you got the World Cup card. Now, that was big in South America and Europe. Okay, maybe not so much where you are, but we came out with the World Cup card. Why? Because we're in Mexico City. Actually, when I was there at the corporate office was the opening ceremonies of the World Cup. And football, soccer is big around the world. Now, having said that, that was our first collectible card in a limited edition series. Our second card, Fred Moore came up with this idea, and this just kind of shows how we do things at Bankus. We listen and we present it and we make a decision. And Fred Moore came up with this card. Look at this. We have the USA 200. Oh, can I show it? 250th birthday card. Let me see if I can do it on screen. Here we go. There we go. 250 years birthday for USA. And this is amazing. It's an incredible card. We have them in red. I think we sold out of the red. Blue, slate. This is yellow rose. Here's a black one. Where's the black one? There we go. And they're let me take a look at it. They are so incredibly detailed. There's the, having a problem with my connection. Sorry.
Can you take it out of the plastic sheet?
Maybe yeah, I'll do that. A little bit. Thank you, Fred. Let me try that. Okay, let's try. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Well, yeah. Statue of Liberty, the flag, 250 years anniversary. Amazing. This is just an amazing design. You won't get this anywhere else, everybody. You won't get anywhere else. These are limited, USA. A minute, I'll give you the benefits. And then we have this one. We did this card for South Africa, but it really is for the world. For the world. Look at this. Nelson Mandela. The Nelson Mandela card. Amazing legend. It has the Big Five, which I didn't know what the Big Five was until Mr. Zaff, our sales director for South Africa, told me it's a continent, the only continent has these 5 species. That's the elephant, the lion, the rhinoceros, the buffalo, and the cheetah. Look at that. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, the detail on this is art. It's art. And underneath it says, A Long Walk to Freedom, Mr. Mandela's book. Look at that. This is going over so big here, and it should really go over in US and everywhere else. Now, why would you want these collectible cards? As you collect the collection of 6 cards, you're going to get some benefits. And by the way, these cards operate like a metal card. Same limits, work at an ATM, they are a Visa, same thing. You can use this just like your metal card all over the world. And what do you think happens when you give somebody a Nelson Mandela card? Wow, they just look at it. I've been doing it all the time here in South Africa, and everybody just looks at it. They go, wow. And this card is $150, $135 and $15 for shipping. Okay. But it works just like a metal, and they're limited. They are limited, everybody. Now, if you collect 6 of these over the course of the year, you're going to get some benefits. You're going to get some very good benefits. We are going to provide you with first, if you like some gear, you like this hat. In fact, we're going to launch, I think tomorrow, our online shop for getting Bankus gear, hats. We've got shirts, hoodies, water bottles. What else do we have? So many things. All Bankus. And you know why that's important, gang? For you to build your brand and for you to be part of Bankus. So the gear is coming out. But if you get a card, you're getting some gear. Also, you're getting free admission to the events we have in Mexico City at our anniversary bash. Now, you'll need to get to Mexico City, but soon I'll tell you how you can go for free. But we have events we're going to be doing, and you're going to save, because you're not going to pay for any of those events, which is $150 value. And you're also going to get the 2027 anniversary card, a 2027 New Year's card, free. That's $150 value. So just think about it, everybody. You're getting collectible edition cards, the only ones in the country, and in the company and the world And you're also getting, and they work like metal cards, and you're also getting those great benefits. And yes, we're having a big bash in December for Mexico City, our corporate office, for our 1 year anniversary. Amazing, just amazing. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. In a little bit, I'll tell you how you can get a free trip. And guess what? We have a new person just qualified from South Africa. We've got two more ready to qualify for a free trip to Mexico City, all expenses paid, to our anniversary bash. So I wanted to share with you our card because this is our flagship product. Now, let me ask the team here. Raise your hand, everybody, if you've gotten paid by Bankus in our Bankus referral program. Let's see those hands. I want to see everybody get paid. Okay, Isan Mohammed raised his hand. Pastor Pamela raised her hand. Daphne, Eric, Turk Mohammed, our USA sales director. Joseph's got his hand up. Xavier's got his hand up. Lisa, not everybody? Come on. You need to get paid, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to get paid. Well, how do you get paid? It's very simple. The good book says the closed mouth does not get fed. So if you're here to help people, if you have a heart to help people, if you want to be significant and impactful in people's lives, you're going to share this message. And my strong suggestion, now that our team is almost 40,000 people, keep it simple. All I do is say, would you like to learn how I get paid when I sleep? And people say, excuse me, yes. I say, come to a Zoom, watch a video, learn to earn. I don't necessarily talk about crypto. I don't talk about the business because most people have lost money in crypto. So if you start talking about crypto, they're, oh, no, I lost money. I know. I've done it. You talk about business. No, I lost money in a business. I know. I've done it. That's why I don't do it. The less you say, the more they want to know and come and learn. So if you and bring in somebody and they decide to join, and we've had so many people here join, we packed out the rooms, Fred, this week. We were doing programs, little programs, everybody, set up in little community cafes, did a little breakfast, did a little power breakfast, expecting maybe 5 people to come, 10 people to come. We're getting on average 50 people at every program in a room that holds about 25. We're packing it out. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Because people want to learn and they want to learn where you live. You're one of the first in your state, in your country that knows about Bankus. My opinion, take advantage of that. Get paid. So every time, excuse me, it's been very busy. Every time you refer somebody to Bankus and they buy a card, you get 10%. $8.50 on a metal card. Wonderful. It's not going to make you rich. We know. You just need to help more people. Share with everybody. Don't judge anybody. Let me go to Mr. Mabu. Is Mr. Mabu here? I'd like to share with Mr. Mabu because Mr. Mabu, was sharing the card, but just a few months ago, he really started to share the card. Mr. Mabu, are you there? Excuse me. Mr. Mabu? Well, let me try Mr. Eric. I think Mr. Eric is with us here. If he's able to unmute.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Sir, there's Mr. Eric, our U.S. sales director. Sir, how are you?
I'm rich, but that's old news.
How come you look younger since I saw you last and I look older?
Well, all beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. You may see things slightly different.
Well, I hope somebody else does too. Anyways, so that's true. So Mr. Eric here, here's a gentleman here that is a very busy man, has 10 children. Think about that. 10 children. I get tired just thinking about that. And Mr. Eric here got busy and he started to help people. And then we got Mr. Mabu X, and we got two of our top three in the company, ladies and gentlemen. But you can do it too. So, Mr. Mabu, how many personals do you have at this moment that you've helped?
138.
So 138 people, everybody. Are you listening? 138. And when I talked to Mr. Mabu a few months ago, he had about 40 or 50. All of a sudden, he got on fire. I think because he heard about some contests we're doing. And now Mr. Eric here, and Mr. Mabu is on fire because Mr. Eric, how many do you have that are personally sponsored?
I believe it's 172, 173, somewhere around there.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So these gentlemen have gotten paid over 100 plus times that 10% on each person. And either of you done or either of you retired from Bankus yet?
You gotta be kidding me.
Starting.
Nowhere near.
That's right. And you know what I've learned in this business gang, I leverage and I use R&D, research and development is really replicate and duplicate, or rob and deliver. So I say this story to everybody. I'm here in South Africa telling these stories. I'm sharing these stories with people. However, we got a young lady who just qualified for our contest with 130, Mr. Mabu. She's getting close to you. Miss Bentley from Johannesburg.
Great.
We've got another lady in Dumi. It's got 67 on her way.
Yes.
65 on her way.
Boss
So
lady.
we now have women joining this club, which is amazing. All you women, why are you waiting, women? Why are you waiting? But they get paid on everybody who comes in and buys a car, 10%. Now here's the magic. Mr. Mabu, how many people do you have on your second level?
280.
280, gang.
Wow.
And Mr. Mabu, 280. Mr. Eric, how many on yours, sir?
I don't know. Four and some change.
400 and some. And those gentlemen are getting paid on those people 15%. You just gave yourself a raise, guys. And I bet you they don't know all these 600 people. Now there's another level. When those people bring people in, Mr. Mabu, how many you have on your third tier?
510 people.
510.
Wow.
And I know,
Wow.
Mr. Eric, you have
About 600.
600. Think
Wow,
about it.
Mabu.
They're getting 10% on those. So we're talking over 1,000 people. They're getting paid when they buy their card. Amazing. Gentlemen, you guys are my poster children. I'll tell you. And we're going to have another club coming up. I think we're going to have to move it to 250. Some more benefits. Because these are what we call, sorry, it's busy, everybody. It's what we call elite level, elite class that are going to get some elite benefits very soon. Now, having said that, that's our first bonus, but we've got a second. I'm calling now, and I hope you do too, massive, passive residual income. I had to put that word massive in because of these two gentlemen. Massive passive residual income. It's one thing to get paid when you sleep. It's one thing to have massive passive residual income. And what do I mean by that? Because they each have over 1,000 points of payment now in the world. This isn't just US, it's in the world. And every time these people on their first, second, or third level load this card to use this card, they're getting paid every single time. Now, that can be in the United States, any country in the world, that could be any time zone, it doesn't matter. That could be while you're asleep, while you're on a holiday, while you're on vacation, while you're taking the kids to school, while you're doing the laundry, I don't care. You're getting paid. Every time people load this card to use a card, what do we mean by load? When you get in the app and you register, and you'll get a referral code from the person who invited you today, you're going to register, open the app for free. You're going to transfer your funds into Bankus, USDT or USDC. Fred will show you that on Wednesday. Or your sponsor will help you, of course. Your team leader will help you, of course. These directors will help you, of course. You're going to need to load your card with those funds to use your card. And at first, and all you do is click load. Somebody today, gang, in the meeting said to me, "What do you have to do to load your card?" I said, "You push the button load. It's that easy. You push the button load. I can do it. Anybody can do it. If you don't load your card, guess what? It doesn't work. I tried that. I was so excited with my card when I first got it. I ran to the store, put it in, and it didn't work. And I said, "What the blank? You can fill it in." But I didn't load the card. But when you load the card, somebody gets paid. Somebody gets paid that might not even know you. Somebody might get paid in another country across the water. Doesn't matter. Real time, right in your account, right in your wallet. And you get paid. Why? Because when you load the card, there's a fee. The only fee we have, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a fee at the ATM. We don't have a monthly subscription fee. Somebody asked me that today. Do you have a monthly subscription fee? Because another card does. No. The only thing you do is buy the card and use the card. But when you do load the card to use the card, there's a 4% fee. 3% goes to Bankus. And guess what? I'm happy about that. And you should be too. Because it allows us to be here long term, sustainable, so you can use this card. And then there's 1% of that 4% goes into our referral program here. And that's what we split up on 3 levels. That's how you get paid when somebody buys a card on your first, second, or third level. That's how you get paid when somebody loads a card on your first, second, or third level. And I just want to congratulate these 2 gentlemen because they are pioneers. Mr. Eric was the first to break 100. Mr. Mabu said, "Wait for me. I'm going to catch you." And he has been on fire. Mr. Neville Easley is on fire. Now we have Miss Bentley from Johannesburg, South Africa, on fire. She said she's going to beat you both. She's going to beat you both. Said she's going to be number 1. Oh, and I'll be seeing her in a couple days in Johannesburg. So, Mr. Mabu, everybody wants to know, how did you do it?
Oh, very simple. I showed people how they can spend their crypto without having any issues. So I tell them, bankers don't move without it, just like American Express. So wherever you are, there you are. So with the crypto card, and you can spend it, and then it's pretty simple. Keep it simple. Just spend your crypto anywhere you want.
That's right. And everybody's going to ask you, is it real? Are you really getting paid?
Yes, I'm getting paid. Today
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew he's really getting paid. And Mr. Eric, what's been your secret, sir?
Helping people to understand that we have a solution and just sharing with everyone, everywhere, all of the time. I'm not in the convincing business, and clearly the success is rooted in I'm not trying to convince people. There are 8 billion people on the planet that can benefit from how they can spend their crypto like cash, how to earn crypto if that's a choice for them. And we just share it. We're only responsible for those who reply and say, "What's next?" Yes, I'm ready to go. And that's been the, I don't know if you want to call it secret sauce, but that's the formula. Don't think for other people. Don't overwhelm yourself with the facts. Just move forward with your belief. And in motion, it allows you to galvanize a greater understanding of what you have in your hand. And clearly, by the numbers that we've seen over the last few days in South Africa and what we're seeing globally, clearly the understanding is absolutely being galvanized.
Mm-hmm.
I don't send my link to people. I only ask them one thing: do you have a valid email address? Send it to me. I will get a card for you. They send me the email address. I enroll them. I do enroll them. Once I enroll them, they say, well, give me the 6-digit code. And once I give that, okay, you're in. So which card do you want? The plastic or the metal one? It's $100 or $50. So let me know what you want. I give them choice. So it's okay. If it's $100, okay, no problem. We'll get it started right now. We'll order it. I do it. I don't send my link to them. I do it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Very good. Well, I'll tell you, you're both amazing, breaking records, top 2 in the company, everybody, out of 140,000 people. 2 on our team here. Yes, you should pat yourself, Mr. Mabu. That's awesome. But we're going to have a challenge. Our next level is 250. Our next level is 250, and there's going to be some more prizes, some more benefits. And you can do it too, ladies and gentlemen. You can do it too. So this is amazing. Mr. Eric here is our U.S. sales director now. He's here to help everybody in the U.S. And Mr. Mabu is one of our top leaders. He's growing here in India and all over the world. And you can too. Build local and grow global, everybody. So now we're going to shift a little bit because I think we've covered everything about the cards. I want to move into some fun, exciting news. And I got to tell you, I was wowed. I was wondering if you're sitting down, you might fall off your chair because there's some things. In fact, Bankus is the first to be doing some things in the world. It's going to be epic, everybody, epic. Now, I've got a little presentation here to talk, but I'm going to kind of talk through it. But we are now here in Johannesburg releasing some things, launching some things officially. And the first we're doing is is having to do with Bankus. Let me see a show of hands, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be a co-owner in Bankus, like me, do you want to be a co-owner with equity in Bankus? Raise your hand. And Mr. Eric's got his hand up right away. Raise your hand. Gang, we're on fire. Our company right now is worth $236 million and growing. Do you want a piece of that? Raise your hand. I think we're the next SpaceX of the digital economy. I think we're going to blow this thing up. My opinion. I've been with two companies that went to $1 billion. 1 in 5, 1 in 4 years. This one I think we'll do in 3 years or less. Or less. So we have a program that you can actually get a token in Bankus. Now let me talk about tokens and coins. And I'm going to ask Mr. Eric here to help us with this because he's been leading the charge. I wasn't a coin guy. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I want to minimize risk and mitigate risk. I was a day trader in Wall Street. I did IPOs. I did all that stuff. And I've been in a pump and dump. There was a coin I was with that went to $1,800. I wrote it all the way up and I wrote it all the way down. Aren't I smart? Went to zero. Zero. And now I've got 3 million of them at zero. So, not a coin guy, but this token business, this real world asset business has changed my mind completely. And I'm going to ask Mr. Eric here, who's been on fire with this program, to kind of explain to you a little bit about the Bankus token to start, the Bankus token, where you can be a co-owner with us. Mr. Eric, if you wouldn't mind, a few minutes. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. The bank token is Bankus, folks. Any portion, any token that you own, you are a co-owner in the company. I want you to imagine a pie. And inside that pie, you have 300 million slices. And the more slices you consume, the fatter your coffers get. All right. This is the position that you're in. You know, just imagine being an owner, a co-owner in a company at 21 cents US. And you can get as many of these tokens as available. It's a fixed amount because the company is a real world asset. A real world asset means it depends on the utilization of the products. It depends on the valuation of the company. So this is not a speculative coin. This is a token, a share, if you like. The difference is you own. And as you own and as the product usage increases, as you heard Mr. Al share, a lot of what has been going on to this point, that was a beautiful roadmap laid out. But now you're looking at the situation where the company has evolved into a level of ownership unprecedented. You can literally be owner and operator. Owner and operator. You have the flagship. You have the card. I have the card. Now you can literally grow your income through revenue share, through ownership. And that ownership allows you what? To put that revenue on your card. You can do so many more things in expanding this ecosystem. You know, the products that we have, the token is just, I'm getting a little overwhelmed with it because I understand the power of legacy wealth. I had a discussion with our president some weeks ago, and he spoke about the legacy wealth and how this is that kind of opportunity where it can be met. And legacy wealth, folks, I don't want you to dismiss the power and what that is. Legacy wealth is not you earning a bunch of money now. Legacy wealth is what you secure for your future. You know, long after, God willing, long after I'm gone, there's a future in place for my wife, for the 10 children, for the grands, for the great grand, for the businesses and operations we have built. Everything is in place. Why? Because I took action on the value and the significance of ownership. And that's the position that each and every one of you are in. There are many of you who are part of it, part of bankers who can take advantage of the power of lineage, the power of exponentiating yourselves and your wealth class by simply getting that referral link for the bank token and registering. It will automatically produce a referral link for yourself where you can submit it downline and over to any guest that you have. You don't have to have a banker's card to participate. However, it could not hurt. You want to have that flagship. You want to have that card accessible to you to keep everything private, to keep everything decentralized, to keep everything simplified. This opportunity does it all. I hope I shared enough on it. Brother Al, back over to you.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, Mr. Eric here does his presentations and does trainings on this. We appreciate him because he gets it. He gets it, and it's a way that you can share in the fortune of banking. Let me ask a question to everybody. Again, participation in the conversation. Raise your hand electronically or physically based on learning about the card. Now, learning about some new products coming up. Do you think Bankis will increase in value? Everybody, raise your hand. Of course. Of course. Eric's got his hand up. Joseph's got his hand up. Yes, everybody. And what's that going to do? In fact, I'm going to give you a little inside information today. Okay, just between you, because you're here, just between us as friends here. Just between us as friends. Let me do this, okay? And that is that the Bankis token right now, when it opened up, was 7 cents originally. It's moved to 10 to 13. It is now sitting at 21 cents. Now again, I'm not a coin person. I don't gamble. I mean, I'm very risk aversion. However, Mr. Alejandro has been mentioning on our road show, and this is not for public knowledge. This is for you and I, the community. He wants the community to win, ladies and gentlemen, just like Elon came out with a $500 share because he wanted the average person to benefit. He wanted the average, not the big financial institutions and the banks and everybody else in the wealth and the high net worth investors. He wanted you and I to benefit. So this is the latest. Right now, we're sitting at 21 cents. We have signed contracts on two exchanges, two public exchanges, major exchanges, that have now contracted us to open up the tokenization of Bankis on their exchanges in November at 75 cents. 75 cents. These are signed contracts. What does that mean? 3x your money. We're not talking $1 million. We're talking 3x. And this is my suggestion. Just my suggestion is being in the industry for a long time. See, when I go to Vegas, I had a house in Vegas for 20 years, a second home. And I always said those casinos were not built for free. The losers paid for them. So my strategic suggestion is, and this is what I'm doing, I'm collecting tokens at 21 cents. And when we go to the market at 75 cents, guess what? Get your money back. Get triple your money back. Then you play with what they call the house money, not your money, other people's money. Isn't that interesting? And so we don't know what's going to go from 0.75. I got a hunch it's going up. But all I know is you can 3x your money because these are signed contracts. Isn't that incredible? And he wants you and I to benefit and our community. And then after that, you can do what you want. You can keep them. It could go to $1, it could go to 2, could go to 3, it could go down. But you just tripled your money. And then, when I was on Wall Street, out of 10 programs, one would be a home run. We'd pray one would be a home run. And you generally look at about 8x at the end of the day or 10x. We're starting at 3x. So, gang, I'm just going to make that comment, let you decide what you want to do. We have another new product. And this one is a first in the industry. Of course, tokenizing bankers was a first as well. See, Alejandro and Charlie did that. Originally, they told this story, and I want you all to hear this story. They did this about a year and a half ago because they took another company public in Canada in 2019. But they had a little challenge when they took that company public in 2019. They actually were bought out and got the new equity in the new company that they took public. And they thought they're going to make millions. But there was a little clause in there you could not sell for 1 year. Oh, that kind of stopped the process. And then, of course, the people who bought it sold all their stock, and the stock went down to zero, and they lost all their. And Charlie and Mr. Alejandro lost some money, some big money. He didn't want that happening here. So they tokenized Bankus about 2 years ago because they really weren't sure the financials were going to be there, and they had to raise money. But the good news is, because of you and I, they haven't had any challenges with that. They didn't have to raise any more money, so they never took the tokens out. They've only circulated about 1%. Now, that's very important in circulation. That means 99% supply is available for the demand, and the price will go up. But they're not going to move them all because they would be losing money because they believe it's going to be worth even more. That's their belief. So the tokenization of Bankus, how do you do it? You're going to go back to the person who's your team leader or sponsor. There's a referral code for tokenization. And also, Eric Turk Muhammad, how do they get paid with this token?
Instantly. when you acquire your token, you simply stake it. You're saving it in the bank token platform where it grows in value monthly and quarterly. All right, 1.25% every month, equates to 3.75% every 3 months or each 90 days. This means that your reward is in tokens. So think about this. You have a token you're staking now. If you stake 1,000 tokens, well, 37.5 tokens are your reward at the end of 90 days. Now, that may not seem like a lot to you at the moment, okay? But with the projection of the company due to the 2 contracts signed, you've already 3x the money, and those things that are coming to you just adds to that coffer. But not only that, at gaining the token at the 21 cents, you are clearly already ahead of the curve because the company valuation of the token internally is much greater than what is released for in terms of our pie share. Remember that pie? So the more you have, the greater you earn. Now, here's the instant part. The instant part is when you have now purchased tokens on the platform as a result of registering with the referral link from your sponsor, your upline. Instant payment is made in commissions to your personal web wallet. It's made immediately. And then when the person stakes the token, there's an initial staking reward that comes to you as an individual. Now, the stake is just a one-time reward. However, all the coin accumulation, it can run into, I forget how far down in level, I believe it's 10 levels.
10 levels.
Yeah, that you can earn instant revenue from. And this is without your personal involvement. It's just people who see value in staking for themselves. Okay, so those are the ways.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Eric. So that's another product that we're putting in our ecosystem, everybody. The tokenization of Bankus, your company. And another thing I'll mention, Mr. Eric, that was interesting today, when you have your card and you're using your card and people say, what is that? Say, well, that's my company. Because you own
Exactly
part
right.
of the Bankus company.
Exactly right. Yes, sir.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I own part of this company, Bankus. That's significant. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next product, which is, again, just epic. This is epic. This is going to change, in my humble opinion, the global financial capital raising in the world. Because I used to be involved with IPOs and pre-IPOs and business prospectuses and private investment and all this other accredited investors, et cetera, et cetera. Because if you're a company or an entrepreneur and you want to raise money, you have to go out in the market and you have to, in essence, sell your program and hope that somebody puts money into it. And that's the way it's been done for generations. Not anymore. Not with Bankus and the Mint program. And why do we call it Mint? Well, there's a US Mint. There's mints in every country, minting currency, and in essence, raising the capital and money supply. So this is called the Bankus Mint. And I'm going to ask Mr. Fred, are you able, sir, to help us here and share a video? Because I'm a little limited here on this end in South Africa.
Yeah, sure. Give me just a moment to
Take your time.
Power this up,
Fred,
and I will do so.
Thank you. Mr. Fred's going to share a video, everybody, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. Because this, I can't tell you how this is blowing up in South Africa. Entrepreneurialism is huge, and they're all lighting up because if you have a hair salon, if you have a barber shop, if you have a little market, if you have any kind of business, or you know anybody who has a kind of business, they need what we're going to see. Mr. Eric talked about real world assets. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Kiyosaki talks about, Richard Kiyosaki talks about assets. Assets are everything. We are now attaching assets in the process of raising capital in a tokenization process. And this is huge. This is huge. Whenever you're ready, sir, let me know.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm getting ready to share my screen.
Thank you.
Okay, let me know. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we start to see it. So, there we go. Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Let's launch her.
What if any real-world asset could become a global investment opportunity? That is the vision behind Mint, the world's first platform combining real-world asset tokenization with its own curated marketplace for investors. While other platforms only create tokens, Mint integrates three essential pillars into one ecosystem: blockchain technology, professional documentation, and a global marketplace where projects can be discovered, analyzed, and acquired. Mint was created to solve three major problems in today's financial markets: limited access to investments, slow bureaucratic processes, and the lack of liquidity preventing assets from reaching global buyers. With Mint, virtually any asset can be tokenized: real estate, companies, commodities, art, financial instruments, and even individuals seeking to tokenize future income or rights. The process is simple. A project registers, activates tokenization using Mint tokens. The Mint team develops the professional documentation structure. The token is minted on blockchain and finally listed on the Mint marketplace for global investors. At the center of the ecosystem is the Mint token, an RWA token backed by the full value of the platform. Not speculation, but real co-ownership, governance participation, and access to the entire Mint economy. Real-world asset tokenization is projected to surpass $16 trillion by 2030, and Mint aims to become one of the leading infrastructures powering this new digital economy. Because Mint is more than a platform. It is the infrastructure connecting real assets with the digital economy. Mint.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Fred.
Okay, you are welcome.
So,
My pleasure.
so the Mint program, gang, is truly amazing. It is the first ever platform designed to share the real world asset tokenization opportunities in the world. And I got to give you an example. So we've done many events. We've been posting on my WhatsApp. I hope you're seeing them. Go to WhatsApp. We've done many events throughout Durban so far in different venues, small cafes, restaurants, rooftops, all over. And today I was talking to a gentleman who owns a building that we had a rooftop event. And we had a great crowd there on the rooftop learning about Bankus. And he bought this building, he said, for $50 million. It was $50 million. It's a big building. And 50 million rand, I should say, or ZAR. So, having said that, I said, well, you know, you can use our platform and go out there and have others invest at the term limit that you set up and raise capital if you're looking for more capital. Now, I want everybody to raise their hand. If you know any small business or medium business or entrepreneur or big company that needs more money, raise your hand. Joseph's got his hand up. I got my hand up. Fred's got his hand. Daphne. All right. Linda. All right. All you need to do is, and Eric's got his hand up. All right. Is what I did today. I said, why don't you look into what we have called the Mint program? Because you can tokenize this building. Ladies and gentlemen, we are tokenizing avocado trees. Avocado trees. Think about it. You can buy an avocado tree for $250 in our platform. We've got about 40 projects already listed before we launch it to public. And you'll get term paid on those trees every year or every quarter or every month, whatever the terms are set by the company or entrepreneur. And you could own avocado tree. You could own part of a $50 million building. You could own part of an office building or apartment complex in Dubai. Whatever you want, you can participate. Now, let me bring up, if I may, this little, where is it? There we go. I think it's down here. Let's see if it's here. It is. This program, there we go. Because I want to illustrate how this works. Okay. So let me, where do we share? Excuse me. Here we go. This is the Mint program, our second new product. We have the tokenization of Bankus now, and we have Mint. Fred, can you see this okay?
Yes, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the compensation plan of Mint. Okay. And how it works. How do you join Mint? How does an entrepreneur or a company, small, medium, large, small business, barbershop, hair salon, little markets, retail clothing stores, whatever, all they do is they register with Mint on your referral code. And then they do need to submit $5,000 in Mint Network. Now, what do they get for that? Wait, before you say, oh, $5,000. Mr. Alejandro Castro said they were doing this for the last 2 years. They've done over 60 projects that Bankis was doing, charging $100,000 per client. That's what it costs. Here we're talking $5,000, one-time payment. And it brings together the blockchain, the asset tokenization, the global community, security. What does a company receive, everybody? What does your client receive? They get all the legal documentation, all the regulatory agencies. We have 4 compliant officers on our staff now. They get a light paper, the entire business plan. You don't need to do it. It's all AI automated when you register. They get all the regulatory information. They get listed in the Mint marketplace, where we already have over 40 projects. We are expecting 1 million plus viewers of these opportunities and exposure to our entire community. Okay? So, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means that if you've got an office building or you've got an idea, maybe you just got an idea. Oh, let me give you another example. There was a young man who was a tennis pro going to the US Open classes to become a tennis pro with the promise of being one of the pros. And he needed funds. He raised $200,000 through this process to get him to the school to become a tennis pro. And you could have purchased or acquired some equity in his career. Think about it. In his career, if he goes pro, he was going to give 50% of his earnings to the invested community for the term of his professional career. Think about that. These pros make millions and millions of dollars, and you could get a percentage of that. And you could buy the token for $5. Think about that. So, what does this do? This diversifies your portfolio. This gives you an opportunity to have a balanced portfolio and get involved in programs at a very low entry point. And then maybe buy more as you get the returns. So this is a huge, huge shift in global financial fundraising or capital raise, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to change everything, in my opinion. So that's what the client gets. Okay, they get all this information. They get it's a turnkey solution for them to list their investment opportunities. Now, Mr. Alejandro already has an opportunity on there. It's a racehorse. He bought a racehorse, and he said it's a terrible investment. He said the racehorse may not win, but if you want a percentage of a racehorse, you can do it. So I'm doing it. I'm going to get a piece of a racehorse just because I want a racehorse. You know, when I became an owner in the bank, a part owner, I told everybody I own a brick. The point was I was a part owner of a bank and I always wanted to be owner of a bank. So you can do that here. Now, let me show you the good news, everybody. And I hope you're taking notes. I'm hoping you're checking this out because this is going to blow up in Bankers. Part 2. Bankers, $5,000 is the fee to join Mint Network from the entrepreneur, client, or company. 50% goes to Mint Bankers, but 50% goes to the community. The community, ladies and gentlemen, 50%. Mr. Alejandro wanted to make sure you get paid. So what does that mean? Let me take you a little further. $2,500 goes into our plan with level 1, level 2, level 3. So the referring member gets 30% of that $2,500. Level 2 gets 10%, level 3 gets 10%. Think about that, gang. You could have people in your organization referring clients to Mint, and you're getting paid. Amazing. Now, having said that, here's the example. 5,000 comes into Bankers, 2,500 to Mint, 2,500 to the community, 30% level 1, 10% level 2, 10% level 3. We break it up to 2,500. So the first person who refers gets about $1,500, everybody. That is a little more than $1,500, significant. Now let me share a story. I got to stop this for a minute and share a story. Okay, well let me show you the next day. I'll go to the next one. I get excited. Community benefits for the community, greater exposure for projects, income referrals, international expansion, community validating opportunities, transparent model, collaborative growth. Now, the second part of our compensation is passive residual income. Let me repeat, passive residual income. Because that client company may need some services, such as a landing page. Landing page can charge thousands of dollars. Here we're offering monthly services of a landing page for $250 a month. Very affordable for any size company. Social media starter, $300 a month. Launch combo $499, pro management database $400 a month, and a total elite combo of $700 a month, which is not a lot of money for a business. And you get 50%. 50% goes to the community. In this model, $1,000 a month. Think about it. Per client. It is amazing. Now, Mint. Let me share a story with everybody because stories are everything, right? Mr. Alejandro said a few weeks ago at the office, a woman got involved who is divorced, 2 kids, having financial problems. Yes, behind in the rent, behind in payments. She came in and she saw this program, and Mr. Alejandro had her use this program because she was in a very bad, tough situation. And she went out, Fred, and she talked to companies every day, small businesses, markets, flea market booths, hair salons, barbershops, you name it. She talked to 4 to 5 a day for the 2-week period. And ladies and gentlemen, she had 5 clients join. She made $7,500. She could pay her rent, she could pay her bills, and she's getting paid every month on those services, $350 a month per client. Think about it. That's life-changing just by helping a business. Saying, do you need some extra income revenue? Do you need capital to expand your shop? Do you need capital to expand your labor? Bring in new employees? Maybe open a second store? Whatever. This is Mint. And you get paid too. So we have just announced the tokenization of Bankers. Raise your hand if anybody here has gotten some bank tokens so far. Raise your hand electronically or physically. Joseph's hand goes up. Good for Joseph. Inson's hand goes up. Fred hand goes up. Linda, D. Nelson, Brian Williams. Who else has gotten some Bankus tokens? Part owner of Bankus. I encourage everybody to become a part owner of Bankus. Now the next question, Sue Ellen's got her hand up. Great. The next question, O'Neill Reed's got his hand up. Great. The next part is Mint. King K's got his hand up. Great. Mint, ladies and gentlemen, is our next rollout happening not now, right now. The Mint program. We are starting to bring people into Mint here in South Africa. It is blowing up big time, and everybody's getting involved. So if you want to get involved, get with your team leader in the U.S., Mr. Eric Turk Mohammed. Contact Fred Moore, of course. I'm out of town right now, but we are starting to see some exceptional growth in Mint. Now we have a special, everybody. Don't go away. We have a special. Don't go away. I don't want you to miss it. Our special is if you acquire $1,000 in tokens. Okay, this is the Bankus token we're talking about. $1,000 in Bankus token. You're going to receive 50 tokens free. 50 tokens free. So if you already bought 1,000, send it in to either Fred Moore or Eric Turk Mohammed, our U.S. sales director, with a screenshot of your 1,000. Send it in and your address, and we're going to send you 50 free tokens. Wow. Always helping out. And earlier I said you could win a trip to Mexico City, 100 personals. And we're getting close to August 31st. We just extended it 30 days. August 31st, you get 100 personals buying the Bankus card, and you're coming to Mexico City anniversary event for free. Now, Fred was recently in Mexico City for free as our new Bankus corporate trainer. And Fred, what was that? What did that experience teach you about Bankus?
Well, I mean, it taught me that they do everything that they say they're going to do. Even if things don't go right, they do everything that they can to correct it. And it showed me that they are a determined company, very determined. And so, the environment is one thing, but the company in and of itself is something that I really appreciate. And I appreciated the fact that they appreciate me, you know. Now, thirdly, they are all about quality, meaning that they are in a community that's all high class. Okay? All high class. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't even know you're in Mexico City. And I'm not saying that Mexico City is a bad place, but out of all the places I've been, this community that they are in it's 5-star. From the hotels to the offices to the surrounding, the shopping, everything. It's all 5-star. So that tells me a lot about the company itself. That they believe in the best, and they're trying to create the best in this product. And so that's my impression. That's what I got out of it, and I'm looking forward to going back.
Great. And by the way, Mr. Fred will be starting up some training in these new programs very soon. We're getting the materials all together, but we have it available now. So I encourage you to get back with your team leader, with either Mr. Fred or Mr. Eric, to help you coordinate those referral codes and get your tokens and get involved. Now, we have more products coming out, everybody. We will be releasing very soon Pay by Bankus, which is going to help all the merchants, just like we've been helping you with the card. They're going to get a mobile device for payment services with low fees and transparency. We're coming out with Leverage by Bankus. If you have Bitcoin, you're going to get a loan to value of 80%. You keep your Bitcoin, you just get the liquidity out of the Bitcoin. That's another great program. We're coming out with Sell Us by Bankus. If you have a product, healthcare, whatever product it is, you can list it on our Celix platform to a community of over 100,000 to start. If you're looking to move your products retail and build revenue, Celix. So we have more products coming out in the next week or two. Stay tuned, stay plugged in. be in our WhatsApp group. Mr. Fred, are you able to put in the chat our WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I sure can.
Thank you.
And
Plug into it.
a ton of people have been joining lately. A ton.
Great.
Yeah.
So join our WhatsApp group, everybody. Be plugged in. Come to our Zooms that are done throughout the week. And our trainings are Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, Fred Moore does our training. We're going to start expanding that to mint training and paid training and other trainings coming up. So, I don't know if Mr. Eric is still with us. I know he's been very busy, but I wanted to just give that opportunity. Is Mr. Eric, are you available, sir? Is Mr. Eric?
Yes, sir, I am. I'm sorry.
You'd like to say a few, if you can say a few final words, go right ahead, sir.
Yes, I'm always amazed over how much more I learn as we attend these presentations. I'm also amazed at how much I earned by attending these presentations. You know, the one thing I'm excited about, and I appreciate all that Brother Fred said as well, that's my sponsor, folks. I have a goal. I want to make him even more wealthy, more richer than he is. All right. But I have just released a book. And so this book release, I'm going to incorporate into the Mint Project. So when it becomes fully functional and I'm able to go ahead and get the site going and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be done under its own company. That company's going to pay me a commission. I'm just giving you my mind around the power of leverage and leveraging what we have in our ecosystem. And every area that you contribute to, folks, it feeds to the value of your ownership share, your token. This is why you should not go through any of these products, and not join on. Early adoption is massive. Early adoption is critical. You know, you're on the front end of something that does not have the power of diminishing because it's all the company and all of it's related to this entire ecosystem. I'm just excited over the opportunities. And again, I'll close with this. I'm extremely excited over what I learned here in our overviews, our presentations, our announcements. In order to stay connected, you got to plug in, folks. But I'm also amazingly and excitingly pleased over earning as a result of plugging in to these overviews, presentations, special announcements, and events. So, and the training yesterday was phenomenal, Brother Fred. Folks, you don't want to miss any of this that we have. It was all designed for our greater future. So thank you, Brother Al, Mr. President. And I appreciate you all. Back over to you.
Awesome, awesome. Mr. Fred posted in the chat, the WhatsApp group, there was a comment by Moses about this hat. We're coming out with online merchandise, and what we've done is kind of special. Here in South Africa, we got a local supplier that's going to supply these materials. We want to keep the economy local. We're going to do that in every market that we can. The next, I'm sure, will be USA, but we're going to have this online where you can get the caps, you can get the jerseys, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the golf shirts, the water bottle, the coffee mug, all coming out for you in Bankus. And we're starting to put together our 2027 roadshow because we just started. We just started, ladies and gentlemen. Start the fire. We came to South Africa because they lit the fire. Mr. Zaf is our South African sales director now. He has a strong leadership team in Johannesburg and Durban. And we just set a project together. Eric, you're going to hear about this. We just set Project 5,000 in South Africa, and we're going to do a big event in Cape Town. Now, I put that out there as 5,000, Project 5,000, Mr. Eric, and one of the top leaders said to me, when? And I said, you tell me. He said, 90 days. 90 days, we will have 5,000. This is one of our top leaders there. And I'm like, wow, you do that. And I think you're going to be right up there with the USA. So here, if you're in the USA right now, here on this call, you're being challenged. You're the number one team right now, but they're targeting you. They're looking at this saying we can do bigger and better than the USA. So my
Well, let me say this, Mr. Aaron. Yeah, you can do more. You might even catch us, but your tongue is going to be hanging out over
Well,
you.
knowing those people, they'll be okay with that. Trust me. They're on fire and they're saying, USA, we're coming for you. We want to be number one. We want to be number one. Right now, they're actually number 3 in Bankers. Believe it or not, South Africa. But they want to be number one. So there's a challenge, everybody. Who's going to get there first? And we are rolling out a career rank and bank high advancement program that we'll be illustrating this weekend. So I'll show it to you next time so you can rank up to bank up. But all I can say is South Africa here is on fire. And ladies and gentlemen, order your Nelson Mandela card. If you like this card, order it now. They're going to be gone. I think they might be gone by Sunday. By Sunday. Now we hope to have some for Johannesburg, but they might be gone by Sunday. So if you like this card, get in your app, order it now. Order it now. It is a beautiful, amazing piece of art. When you get it, you will be very pleased. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that ends our call for tonight. I want to thank you for being with us. Now, you're no eagle, you're no chickens, you are eagles. Chickens don't fly, and you've been flying high. You've been flying over the storm, and now Bankus is ready for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for you to spread your wings. It's time for you to fly to freedom. It's time for you to get involved, take advantage of all these new programs and more to come, building your massive passive residual income portfolio for your wealth, generational wealth, lifestyle. And I welcome everybody. If you're a guest, get back to the person who invited you and join Bankus, not now, but right now. Bankus and beyond, we're saying. And if you're an eagle, go ahead and unmute yourself. Scream like an eagle and let us know where you're calling from. I'm an eagle from now South Africa.